I love the way that this game looks. I don't understand how they did it, but they did it. They made it look so good. I think this is like the first indie game that I've played where the graphics just look gorgeous. Black Matter Studios comes out strong with its optimization holding up to 100 players, which is stunning considering it's an alpha. But I think it's mostly because it has a lot of open and empty fields, so I really wasn't too shocked to get a steady frame rate while walking around and in combat. I never crashed. But I can't say the same for others that I have played with. I'm not sure if it was their computer or their game, but a select few would crash while I played with them. I think this is the most shocking of all because as soon as you click on the game itself on Steam, you get into the game instantaneously. And then after that, when you're in the menu and you decide to get into a server, you get into it just as fast. Like, I'm just shocked. Like, how did they do this? I mean, squad, take notes. I mean, you guys are running on the same engine. Like, if they could do this, you could do this too, squad. Come on now. Well, that's all I had to say for optimization. Let's move on to the next one. How it felt. Now, I know that open fields seems like a criticism, but honestly, it really boosts the gameplay in my opinion. Because while playing, I would hug these hedges, trying not to get shot. The game has a suppression system that really makes you feel bogged down, forcing you to call for help from other nearby squads. I would hear footsteps on the other side of the hedges, prompting me to lob grenades over the hedges, hoping that I would kill an enemy, and not knowing if I did or didn't, until I pushed to the other side. Nobody wanted to cross the fields, because you would be out in the open, obviously. The map itself seemed to really support flanking. Reminded me of the days of Brothers in Arms. Van Damsel! Flank! Now! You heard him, let's move! Fuck, we're moving? Okay! Suppress! Van Damsel! Reloading. Side note, I was thinking about the vehicles when early access comes out. Vehicles I think aren't going to be able to go through the hedges, and if that's the case, roads are going to be crucial to move vehicles. Unfortunately, the vehicles that were featured in the alpha weren't usable, so there was a lot of walking. Which, okay, it's an alpha, so I'm not complaining. What we got is a showcase of what's to come, and might I say, I love the way it looks. On the American side, there is a priest, 4 M4A1 Shermans, 2 Willie MB Jeeps, 2 trucks, 2 half-tracks, and 2 stewards. For the German side, there's a Tiger, a Panther, 2 Lux, 2 trucks, 2 Kubel wagons. I believe this one is a Marauder, correct me if I'm wrong, and 2 half-tracks. Side note, for the Americans, I would really like to see the 761st Tank Battalion back in action when it comes to the Armored Division. Why? Because that particular division had African Americans in it. I loved their story because they had something to prove while they were fighting. And well, because the only other time that I've ever actually seen them was in a Call of Duty mission